Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to our BKFC Reddit Ask Me Anything. We're joined by Zach Little Mac Pannell. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well as can be right now.
Okay, so when I saw your fight, I was working and I was trying to watch on my phone, and I thought you got hit with a really hard shot, and I thought you were kind of doing something like Keith was doing, where he was like fighting an imaginary guy for a second, but it turns out it was your ankle. You blew up your ankle.
Yeah, I tore the ligaments in my ankle. When I got up off the canvas, I just couldn't put any pressure on my ankle at all, and so it kept going out. I kept trying to switch stances to see if that would work, but it just wouldn't, and I couldn't get it stopped from shaking.
If they didn't wave off the fight, were you planning on fighting with an injured ankle, or were you gonna, say like, "Hey, I'm hurt, I can't continue"?
No, I was planning on fighting with an injured ankle. I was just gonna load up and try and not move and just see what happens.
How crazy is it? Canada's had two cards. You hurt your ankle. The very first Canada card, a dude dislocated his ankle. Like, what's in the water up in Canada that everybody's hurting their ankles when they fight?
I have no idea. This is the first time it's ever happened to me.
Do you know, like, watching the replay? Can you tell like what caused it to happen? Like, what caused you to injure your ankle?
Uh, I'm not sure. All I know is like he hit me with a jab, I hit him with a jab. I stepped slightly to my right, and my ankle just gave out. And I don't know if I have no idea.
So there was like no like preconditioning. Like it wasn't like, oh, you had twisted your ankle and this like finished it. Like you were 100% healthy going in, and this just freak show accident.
Yeah, I was 100% healthy. It was just a freak accident.
Why do you enjoy fighting up in Canada so much? Like that was going to be your second fight up there. Is it fun to go there or?
No, it is fun. I mean, I think that's something that like pro fighters want to do. They want to go and explore and travel, and that's something I've always wanted to do. And this was a fight that I stepped up for because no one else wanted it. So I did not want to go out there and it happened like this.
Talk about fighting outside your weight class, and you went up because no one was taking. It's a dangerous fight for you. Like why do you have like such a? Do you just love fighting, or are you one of those guys you can't back down? Like what's going on?
One, I just love fighting, and two, I just feel like you want to take the best opponents possible because that's what helps you get better and improve. And like so, for instance, if I'm here and I'm fighting people that have barely any experience or no experience at all, what is that going to do for me? But if I'm fighting top caliber people, even though I'm not that top caliber at all, but it'll help me improve and gain experience and get better. And in bare knuckle, anybody has a chance.
It's one of those things like you see a lot of guys, they protect the record. They get offered a tough fight, they turn it down. Like and it's just crazy that you're one of those guys. It's like, look, I refuse to take the easy fight, and I think you deserve a lot of props. You were getting quite a bit of like people were like, oh, he took a dive, but like I said, I don't think people realize that you actually were hurt.
Yeah, about the the people and everything. Like, you know, people wonder why that there's problems in this world with little kids and people like trying to do harm to themselves and everything because people can be very cruel. And um if I tried acting, I would not get paid a lot for it because I have a hard time speaking and communicating and stuff like that. Like it's just ridiculous. I didn't travel the whole way to Canada to have this happen. Like um before I even got into BKFC, I was in a backyard fighting in a backyard fight club over 40 fights because I love to fight. So if I was doing that and now I finally got to a platform where I'm actually making money and doing something that I want to do, like why would I go out there and take a dive? Like that's just it's crazy to me.
it is crazy that no matter what, people are going to hate you. I recently talked to Taylor Starling, and she said, win or lose, people are going to hate her, and she could do amazing, and people are just going to hate. And I feel like you're one of those guys too. It's so much easier to hate you because like, oh, like you like you just said, you weren't one of these guys who's been coddled. Like you came from the streets and worked your way up, and now you're getting it. But for some reason, people refuse to give that respect.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a nice person, and I'm always like, I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm always nice to my opponent. I always try and shake their hands. I don't talk bad online. Like, I'm just a humble person, but I mean, I feel coming up that I'm gonna change a little bit.
It does seem to be like if you're the bad guy. Like I talked to Kai Stewart about this. I was like, you got to be the bad. It seems like the bad guys make the money and they get to like kind of like pick some of their fights.
Yeah, like just with the way that everything's happening right now with how people just added like just they see the fight and then they're just assuming that I took a dive and that I'm not cut out for it and like but if you go back and you watch me from not just the BKFC but if you go on the YouTube on the street beefs and see like I'm always I'm always there to fight. Like I bring a fight. Like I don't care if I get knocked out or bloodied up or anything like that. Like I'm always there to fight. And so we'll see what happens.
Where does that come from? Where does a guy go like, you know what? I just love fighting and I don't care. Like I'm gonna go out on my shield. Where does that? Where does that? Where did you get that from?
I'm not really sure. That's just like from fighting in school to going to the backyard now and fighting in street beefs and having like one of the most fights in street beefs with fighting the most in a 2 year wingspan. Like fighting from 4 times in one day. Like it's just I don't know. I love to fight, and yeah, it hasn't really been working out that well for me in BKFC, but I'm not getting cherry picked people. I'm getting high caliber people, and I don't turn it down. Um, like I have options, but
Sure.
I pick the one that I see is the hardest, and this one that just happened, like everyone else was turning him down, and they asked me, and I said yeah.
So 55 is not your normal weight class. What weight class would you like to like kind of fight at and stay there?
35, 45.
Sure. It's so crazy to me that you went up two weight classes because no and again and Hassan is on the Reddit and I talked to him quite a bit and he told me like, hey, look, I've literally had a guy back out, another guy back out, and then you took it. Like I said, it's nuts to me that somebody comes up from two weight classes and you have these guys who would be a good matchup for him and they turn it down.
Yeah, and that's like, isn't that what this is about? Like the best should fight the best. Like
Yeah.
you want that's how I see it. And even though I'm not the best and I'm working my way and trying to get myself out of this hole, but I uh I just feel like fighting tougher competition just helps you, and that's why I do it.
We talked to Gabby Roman. She kind of said the same thing. She goes, "Look, I learned nothing in a win, but in a loss, I learned quite a bit." And she goes, "That's why I take those hard fights because I want to learn about myself and I want to learn and pick up stuff. And it does make you a better fighter."
And this last one, I didn't learn anything, but trying to figure out to never do that again because man, this ankle it's crazy, and this is the first time this ever happened to me, and now it's gonna be like they gave me like 6 weeks. I have to go through physical therapy. I do that next Thursday. There's nothing broken in it.
Okay.
I have uh CT scan on it. There's nothing broken in it. It's just I have torn ligaments in it, and it was just a freak accident, and it was out of my control.
Was it like were you wearing new shoes or anything, or like do you usually tape your ankles? Like I said, is there anything that kind of like tips you off?
I have two sets of boxing shoes. I have a low cut and I have a high cut shoe, like a
Yeah.
high top shoe, and I'm throwing away my high top shoes because I don't think they're made for me. Because
Oh,
that's that's the ones I was wearing, and I'm throwing them away.
okay, so it was kind of a freak accident. Is there any? I mean, he got the win, but is there any like chance this gets overturned for medical? No contest or anything. Like, are you appealing the decision? Like, what's going on with that?
Well, like um, when I went down, I was going down. There wasn't no punch that hit me when I started going down until I started going down.
Right.
Like, and then his right hand missed, and you can
Right.
see that. And then I got right back up, but my ankle just would not hold up, and so that's what the appeal is, that I wasn't down from a punch. I was
No, he landed the jab, but like you said, he threw that right hand and it missed. Because that's the one I thought like caught you, and I thought like, wow, he hit him so hard. But then you see it in replay and it didn't connect.
Yeah, so that's what I'm appealing. And we'll see what happens. Um, Worst case, it doesn't get overturned, and I'm fine with that. But at the end of the day, like my, I couldn't do anything about it. My ankle just gave out on me, and just got to go from there.
Is it a fight that you want to run back, or would you like to kind of focus on your career going forward and sticking at 35 or 45?
If they want to make the fight again, I'm down for it because it wasn't a fight at all.
Sure.
And I feel like I didn't give Canada its due, and I didn't give Hassan his due. And but if that's not what's in the cards, then that's fine with me. But once this heals up, I'm ready to get back in there and go.
So it is your second trip to Canada. What do you like about fighting up in Canada? I know it's like the dream. You want to travel the world, but like when you go up there, I mean, do you enjoy it? Like I heard it's like bougie. I heard they're eating the four-course meals and stuff. Like I heard it's like a really classy facility and everything.
No, it is. The facility up there is great. Like, you stay there, and they just it's huge too, and like there's a lot to eat there. There's a lot to do there. I like the wilderness, the outdoors and stuff, and there's just trees all around, and it's just beautiful to me. And if I get to go back there again.
Okay, so you and I were setting up this interview, and you said, "Look, I got to get home from work. What do you do for work?" And I can't believe you're already at work. You just busted your ankle, and you're already back at work. What do you do?
Well, they gave me a crutch and a little scooter. So that's what I'm getting around on right now. But
Okay.
I just work at a grocery store and cut meat. That's what I do.
When I was growing up, I was and I had a friend, and I would I want to be a butcher, and he said, "I'm not a butcher. I'm a meat cutter." He goes, "What you do is butchering. What I do is meat cutting." Is that truth to that?
Yeah, I just cut meat.
Like, what got you? Like I said, that was literally something I was curious about doing, and like we had a butcher shop, a meat shop in town, and I was tempted to work there, but it never worked out. But I mean, like, what got you into it? Is it something you enjoy?
Um, yeah, I've been doing it for about 6 years now. But when my dad was still alive, he used to be an actual butcher,
Okay.
and so I guess just watching him do that, and then just being around that as when I was a kid and everything, growing up with that. Now I'm just there cutting meat. I'm not butchering anything.
I'm a hunter, and like I do a lot of my own, and it's like sometimes I wish that I was a meat cutter and knew how to do it a little better, because I feel like I'm like ineffective, or like inefficient.
Yeah, I don't hunt or fish or anything like that, but so I don't think I would be good at butchering because I don't really care for all that. But
Okay.
I think like cutting meat, steak, and that, I'm good with it.
Okay, so 6 weeks and then you can start training again, or 6 weeks and you'll be ready to go, you think?
Think well, I'm not uh I'm not allowed to do anything with my legs, so I can do upper body stuff right now.
Okay.
So that's what I'm doing. But 6 weeks I'll be good to go and jump right back into it, and hopefully I'll be able to get a fight here soon again, because this left a really bad taste in my mouth. And like I would have rather been knocked out cold or bloodied up than have to deal with this because it's a disservice to the company. It's a disservice to my opponent, myself, to Canada, and yeah, even though it's out of my control, I'm just ready to get back in there then when I can and get the ball rolling.
How has BKFC been working with you since you were injured in the ring? I mean, has it been pretty smooth and getting you the medical treatment and stuff you need, or?
Yeah, everything's been going good. They're all on top of it.
Okay. And again, so if you don't get the Hassan fight, is there anybody at 35, 45, that you think like, hey, this would be a fun fight to get back in there?
Well, um, I so I'm from Street Beefs. You know what that
Sure.
is, right? It's the
I do.
YouTube. Well, there's another guy from Street Beefs, um, which his na- his name's Colin.
Okay.
Have a New Jersey card where he's from, October 4th. I think I would it would be great to fight in his backyard. Street Beefs versus Street Beefs. Let it blow up.
I think it's kind of cool. Like, I mean, we got Andrew Angel Core, Drew Angel Core. We know that he's done some street beefs, and I think it's fun to see like all you guys who like make your name on the YouTube, and then you guys get noticed, and you get brought on. Like, I think it's great, and I think it's a good little feeder system.
Yeah, so also besides him, there's one other person that I despise and I do not like.
Okay.
Uh yeah, he just lost his fight recently in Sturgis. Um how do I say his name right?
Is it Pettit?
Um, yes, there you go. Right
Yeah.
there. Him. He talks so much trash
Yeah.
on posts so much about me. Like that's a fight I would love to have.
Tower Dog is a hard person to get along with, and I'm not a fighter, but I see some of the stuff he said. Like, it's crazy. Like, I get if you guys are lined up and you're gonna fight and you want to sell a fight, but it's like sometimes it's like, why are you piling on somebody and you don't know what the hell they're going through?
Yeah, that's I don't know. He's just a funny character and but his whole facade it just doesn't ring well with his fighting ability.
Tower Dog versus the Little Mac. That's a fight I would be happy to watch, and I feel like it's a fight both of you need. You both are coming off a loss. You know what I mean? Like it'd be a great fight. You guys are evenly matched. Like that's a brilliant fight right there. I think.
Yeah, that's a fight I would love to have.
Okay, and the last question I always ask people the first time they're on my show: do you remember the first time you were in a street fight? The first time you punched somebody out of anger, not a relative?
Yep, it was in ninth grade.
Okay, tell me about it, please.
Uh, so this is the first time I ever got into a fight. First time I ever been suspended. This kid just kept bothering me during shop class. And so afterwards, the bell rang. These kids got me away from the hall monitor. I went up and I just cracked him, and his head bounced off the wall. And then that's the first time I ever got charged with assault. And
Jeez.
so after that, though, I basically fought all the time in school. After that, that was just a ricochet effect.
Are you one of those kids that had you had like the boxing or something that would have been a good outlet? Like, or were you one of those kids that had a lot of pent up rage and stuff like that, or did this trigger something in you? What happened?
I had a lot of rage, but then once I had to do community service at a boxing gym,
Okay.
and once I got into boxing, that rage went away, and and now here we are.
It's crazy how one little spark, one little flame can totally, dictate how your life goes.
Yeah, but it's all that stuff back then. I wish I didn't do all that, but it shaped me to who I am now and what I'm doing. So I'm sort of glad I did it.
Sure. All right. Do you have a message for the fans, the haters, the lovers, any of those people before we call it a day?
The fans and everybody out there, they can say what they want, they can think what they want, but if you've seen the pictures, you've seen that I'm not bluffing. I'm not no actor. Like, I went to Canada for a purpose, and I apologize for how things went down. It was out of my control, but I will be back. I will be.
All right, sir. Well, thank you for coming on, clearing it up. Like I said, I saw the photos and I was like, we got to get this guy on because there's a lot of people who haven't seen the photos and they're still kind of shitting on you. And I didn't want that to happen. Like I wanted to get your story out there.
I appreciate you and I appreciate your time and for having me.
All right, man. Have a good day. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right.